So the next movie we're going to talk about is the new one, Skull Island. We went to see this movie on opening weekend, and I was very excited to see it. Clearly, anyone who had seen my trailer reaction video I posted a while ago, you already know this. But yes, I had very, very high expectations for this movie. Well, did it live up to them? Well, let's just say if my expectations were as tall as the Empire State Building, I would deliberately jump off of them and fall and die and crash and burn. This movie sucked. Harsh. So without going into spoilers... No one cares if I spoil this. First of all, they've had 3 weeks to see it? Second, it's so awful that no one would care if it was spoiled anyway. So, the movie starts with a prologue scene with two fighter pilots. Both of their planes crash onto this island. One of them almost hits Tom Hanks and Wilson. They get into a scuffle, throw some punches, make out a couple times, then they have this knife-sword fight. And then wham! Kong shows up. Now this Kong, he's huge. His dick is probably big enough to be the size of the Empire State Building that the original Kong climbs up. Well, that's because they're setting him up to fight Godzilla. Oh, don't even get me started about that. Anyway, we flash forward to the 1970s where the bad guy from 10 Cloverfield Lane and Dr. Dre are seeking funding for an expedition. Well, that sounds similar to how Carl Denham is seeking funding for his movie in the original version. Yes, they do follow some of the classic Kong movie tropes, I guess you would say, but they quickly abandon that and just do stupid shit instead. Like we got Julius from Pulp Fiction over here, and he's like this general guy. I don't know, they don't tell us anything about the characters. But anyway, Goodman and Dr. Dre need an escort to the island for their expedition, and Julius agrees to loan them all his helicopters. He doesn't even ask the other guys, the army guys, right, because he's a general. He doesn't even ask his army guys if they want to go on the expedition. What if they're like, nah, fuck that shit, we were just in helicopters for the last year of our lives. We don't want to do any more of that. Alright, so then they get to the island, but then Kong attacks them. They would have won. What? Yeah, if they hadn't gone in the front door and tried to attack him that way, you know, the usual way with all the guns and ammo and all that crap. They should have gone for the jugular. Works every time. Right. Anyway, they get separated, and then Hiddleston meets up with, wait, what was his character's name? See, this is a main problem with this movie. There's just way too many characters, we don't know anything about them, and I didn't know a single one of their names! Oh, well, there was that really cool scene with the spider. Okay, fine, I'll give it that. The creature designs were cool, especially those skullcrawler dudes. They remind me of that little two-legged lizard from the original Kong movie, you know, the one that climbs out of the spider pit? But then the movie just keeps doing dumb shit. Like there's this part where Lieutenant Dan tries to sacrifice himself to let the others get away, but the skullcrawler's like, nope, f*** you, and then slaps his ass into the side of a cliff. Yeah, but aren't you overthinking a lot of this? It's an action monster movie. What did you expect? Not much. I'm just saying I don't want them to do stupid shit all the time. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot how sophisticated and logical everything you've ever done is. Kong grabs a tree and he strips all the branches off of it, and then he shoves it up the skullcrawler's ass, and then he waves him around like a baseball bat, and then... that didn't happen. Be quiet. Yes, it did. Then Kong gives the skullcrawler a panic attack by attacking him with a rusty old propeller blade. He sticks it in his shoulder, and it's like, ugh, it's in there, and it's like, ah. And the skullcrawler's like, oh, Jesus Christ, I hope I got my tetanus shot. I don't want to die from this rusty old thing that the monkey just stuck inside me. Well, at least Kong doesn't get captured this time. Now, that is true, and I think it's one of the most important points to make about this movie. This Kong does not get captured, which means he's not a little although, he does have trouble fighting just that one skullcrawler. So I guess I can pose the question, how the hell is he supposed to fight Godzilla?
These amphibious fools don't know what they're talking about! God damn them! God damn them all to hell!